Good evening, Amy. Hi, Amy. Would you like a reading? If so, please just let me know. And if there's anything you'd like me to focus the reading on, please also tell me that too. Hi, little gem store. Apologies for that. Something had just gone wrong with my phone, so I thought I'd quickly just restart. It was a bit of a faff, but we got there in the end. Yep, sure. Yeah, you were first. Is there anything in particular on your mind that you'd like to know about, or something in particular? Or are you happy with the general one and see how it goes? Sure. Okay. Um, from the cards so far, I feel let's just they're both reversed. That doesn't automatically mean that it's a bad thing to start off with. But I think somewhere along the line, you've sort of now not deviated, but I think you've become aware that you're not um, your actions are not matching where you want to be, and it's been some time. But also it's a very strong feeling of like being lost or coming across a new sort of inner feeling that you haven't had or gone through before, and that's not related to like love or anything. It's more of like an um, it's more to do with you and your own growth. I also feel so far that it hasn't been the best of experiences, but nevertheless you're still growing and you're learning and you're still moving on, which is the best thing. And I think soon enough you'll have the momentum too. So don't worry about that. But I think yeah. So you've come across something very new within yourself, and you have this battle within you, like what's going on, and that's totally fine. Even with the swords, it's like some sort of it's some like you've been tied up with something, and it's not something that you've seen before or you've been part of before, and somehow or the other just been dragged in. And this necessarily could also mean that you're thinking about things that have happened in the past and now they're still like holding you down to it. So what I'd recommend is that you need to sort of gather your thoughts to begin with, and then that path that you want to go on to or that you're already on but you haven't sort of been your actions haven't been lining up with where you want to be, write them down and create, because you're a very structured person, you like things and you like to see things. You're also very a visual person. You're a very visual person, you like to see things in front of you. So I'm not saying your past is coming back to haunt you as such. I think you've been paying it a lot more attention than it needs to, and that too for some weird reason. It's like a random part of the day that just gives you some sort of dullness all of a sudden and you don't know why. um, and and I think that's where the momentum to your negative side sort of just picks up. So uh, be more conscious of when that thought or something like that suddenly comes up, because it brings your mood down very very much. So that moment of lullness or dullness that does come in, you need to sort of just I mean, you can't break through it, but distract yourself. with things that you like doing, or say if you're at work or something and that thought pops in your head and during a conversation or something, um, talk to that person for a bit longer just so that thought can go. Don't hold on to that thought, let it go as it comes, just let it go. So this with the Eight of Swords reversed, it 100% confirms that it's a mental trapment. It's a game that there's something from the past, and it's very strong because I could feel it. It's just, it wasn't big then, it isn't big now, but it's just all of a sudden, like when it's like a bow and arrow, like that momentum, that thought, that event is just carrying itself forward through you, for some reason or the other. Um, but but the fact is that the good thing is, like I said to you, you're realizing that now, which is a good thing. So there's nothing to worry about that. You'll come out of it, but obviously imprints and residue are left. But this time, or the next time rather, it wouldn't be as strong as it is now. But you also need structure. So the thing that would help you get out of this moment of dullness, the thing is, you have one moment of dullness, and then you never know when the next one is. But over time, that it becomes a constant mood then, and then from there your mindset gets weak, and things don't go the way that they need to be. So for that reason, it's important that you create yourself a structure and get back on track. And you don't need anyone's validation if that's what you've been waiting for. You don't really need it. It's your life. So if you feel like you've been waiting for someone's validation, or if you've been waiting for someone's approval about a decision for your life, yeah, you don't need to do that. So ultimately, especially with the Emperor reversed, you know, you could be dealing with a situation or a person. I strongly feel it's a person that's very stubborn. They're not emotionally available. They're not there when you need them to be. Not in a selfish way, but they have quite. You put them on a pedestal. I think that pedestal now needs taken away from. Take needs needs taking away from them. So bring them down a bit. The thing is, you already know. Your guts already told you. Your mind is already telling you. Think you're going to the past because things like this have happened to you before, and that too in a romantic relationship. And I think it's something similar again. And you're questioning as to why all the time do you kind of find that sort of person. But now you're more confident. You're more wiser, and I think you're going to do what you need to do before it gets any worse. So yeah, very strong reading for you there, little gem store. Um, I really hope you prosper and flourish, and you get to be the person that you are. And yeah, that's it. Layla, thank you, Layla. Yeah, so I really hope it resonated with you, and I really hope that it's provided you with some clarity. But yeah, you'll do well. Don't worry about that. Just don't lose hope, and believe in yourself and make the decision that's right for you. That's most important, because in all my shows, as I say, mental peace is priceless. And yes, so good luck with everything, and trust your gut because you know what's right. So that was for Layla, and thank you very much, Layla. I really appreciate it. I think Amy and you came after Layla joined the first show, the original one, but I had some technical difficulties and therefore I couldn't really. Um, I couldn't really, yeah, go ahead. So I had to start again. If there's anyone else that would like a reading, please do say. Be much appreciated. And if you can, I'd appreciate if you could leave a tip, even if it's a penny. It just means a lot, especially for the energy exchange and the effort. That's all. Um, yeah, just a token. If there's anyone else that would like a reading, please do say. Amy, as you were second, would you like a reading? If you're still here, I really appreciate it, Leila. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you very much. Um, M8, is it M8 Wavy? Mates Wavy, would you like a reading? I sure, would you like a reading? GS75, would you like a reading? If not, then I'll do one for the collective and see what the energy is like. Don't be shy. Hi there, is it Illuminara? Illuminara's a nice name, Illuminara. Would you like a reading? You've just joined. Would you like a reading? If so, please do let me know. And if you like the reading to be focused on anything particular, please also let me know. Hi, Kerry. Kerry, would you like a reading? Okay, we'll do one for the collective. Oh, hi, yes. Okay, congratulations on your new business. It's always good to take that first step to starting something. So well done on that. And the fact that you've gone out there and, done it. Because that's just, I think 50% of it is, as they say, is about just getting started. Hey, there you go. Oh, wow, the Emperor again. Okay, so, wow, you're quite creative. I could tell that with your username as well. So that's pretty cool. I'm quite creative person. You like to be free. You don't like to be told what to do. I mean, no one really does, but still, you're quite. I think it's your focus is very strong. Your focus is very very strong. You know what to do. I mean, you know what you want. Sorry, but sometimes getting there can be a bit difficult. So I think with that, with you, you need to sort of write what you want, as you already know, but then also in your mind, because I don't think you like writing as such, but you are very creative. So in any form that you like doing your creativity in, you sort of you ought to plan mentally what you want to do. So now, okay, cool, but that the I'm surprised it came. I shuffled the deck and it came back again. So it probably has a very strong meaning. So the issue, so the idea itself, it's fine. It's a really good one. It's something that it wouldn't really feel, bogged down as such by it. So with the world card, there's a bigger audience than you think there is. So for your services and stuff that you provide, um, there is a lot, and it will attract a lot of people from different locations and different backgrounds of all sorts. Um, but I think with the emperor here, you need to make sure that your foundations are strong. I'm not going to say that in a bad way. I mean, for example, um, because you're going to do so well, you need your foundation to be strong. Because if your foundations are not strong, then you're really going to get stressed out, like logistic wise, or like maybe some websites are not working, or you don't have a bank account set up, or if there's an international customer, how are you going to deal with them? So it's in the right direction. You are in the right direction, but you need to have the leadership skills that there is within you, but you need to sort of be the front of that business. Um, I'm not sure if there's people working underneath you or if you're working with someone, but you need to take charge because you get stuff done in the nicest way possible. But right now, some things are it's really not to the level that you want it to be at. This could be the logo, this could be um, some sort of workflow within the business, some sort of idea that you want to bring and include it in the main front. So in terms of that, you need to. I won't say. I think it's already polished, but it looks nice. But you need to make it nice. Like make. So for example, if there's a cake, the cake could look tasty but not taste nice. So that's what I'm trying to say. Your services, your products, your idea, they all look nice, but they need to now sort of deliver what you want them to, and to a high standard. Because if they're not to a high standard, that bigger audience and that bigger clientele, international clientele, I'll say that again, international. So yeah, you need to make sure you're ready for that. And in some places, I would say not to trust a third party or a second person. Trust yourself. You should trust you and your decision. Of course, if you can back it up with reason, it's even better. But sometimes your gut or your intuition or some things you just know would work. And of course, there's no harm sometimes if you implement a new feature or a new service within the existing one. People will either choose it or they won't choose it. So but yeah, so it's you're on the right direction, but you need to plan better. You need to build on maybe sorting out the prices. Maybe some of the descriptions of your services aren't correct, but you need to spend time and have a routine on also getting those clients. So what you need to do now, rather than thinking that you're working for someone, you need to actually think like a business owner. You need to start thinking that yes, this is my baby. I am the owner. I own this, and I'm gonna make sure it represents my values and it represents who I am. Otherwise, it's not really gonna work out. So right now is the perfect time for you to get organized with your business structure, with your business admin stuff as such, because I think those are the things that will take the longest. But you need to be certain about everything that you put into it, and that includes your energy as well. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You honestly, you're gonna do really well. But I'll tell you just before you go, if you are gonna go, there will be a time where it will be slow, and that's with any business. But I'm not being general. Okay, with any business, it'll be very slow, but your thing will kick off without I'm not saying you'll go viral or something like that, but it has your product or your service or the industry that you're in. You will There's a potential that you could literally own that industry, or your business could be like, like how we say, oh, just Google it, sort of thing. So you're, or let's just Uber it, but you're referring to a taxi, and not Uber specifically. So your business and your idea and you could be that. So there's a lot of potential, but you must trust yourself. You must follow through with your ideas. And oh, brilliant. Okay, cool. That's very nice. So it means a lot when it comes from someone of your stature. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So I guess I wasn't wrong that I'm sure you have international clientele, and I'm sure that you have people of many backgrounds and many sort of skills and mindsets that come to you. So thank you very much. Hi, welcome back, Lavishka. Hi, Freeman, Freemo's Crystals. Hi, William. Hi, Amy. If that reading resonated with you, I'd you're very welcome. If you could, I'd appreciate if you could just leave a tip, even if it's a penny, just for the energy exchange, and for the effort. That's all. But I really appreciate it, and yeah, I bet you're already doing so much, and you're touching so many lives. So I think that's just priceless as it is. If anyone else would like a reading, please do let me know in the chat. Welcome everybody. Hope everyone's having a nice evening, night, Friday night. Um, we can get this party started again. If anyone would like a reading, please let me know. If there's any questions that you want to know, do just put them in the chat. If not, I can do a quick collective check for everyone. And let's see what everyone's feeling. Hi, Tracy. Please let me know if you'd like a reading. I'd appreciate that. If there's anything you want answered, do let me know. How's your day been, Tracy? Friday evening? Please do let me know in the chat if you'd like a reading. Hi, Kim. Welcome to the show. If you'd like a reading, please let me know. If there's any questions on your mind, just write them in the chat, and I could try my best to answer them or help you with, or give you some sort of clarity or direction. Would you like a reading, Kim? It could be about anything, or I could just do one general one for you. Hi, Nati. If you'd like a reading, please just let me know in the chat. Hope you're having a lovely evening wherever you are. And if there's a particular area of your life that you'd like me to focus on, please also just write that in the chat. Just, if not, I'll do one quick collective one. But if you'd like a personalized one, please just let me know, then I can just focus it on you. Hi, Jesse. Oh, hi, Jesse. Welcome back. Yes, of course I can. No problem. Yeah, sure. But yeah, welcome back. I could do that. Yeah, there's a lot of hard work, but it will pay off. A lot of disagreement. Do one for you, Jesse. Okay, yeah, yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah. So it's mostly a family life, isn't it? And more kids. More kids. I'll try to do it as I'll try doing it one area at a time. Future family life. Okay. Are you looking to get married? You are married? Yep, no problem. I'll sort that out. Just give me a moment. I think your family life, you'll be the pillar. You'll be the pillar for them. And even in your current immediate family, you're also the pillar. Uh, you don't like to hold grudges against anyone as such, and you don't really, but you take a lot though, and that takes a toll on you, which is a bit not fair. Uh, but you bring everyone together, and I don't think everyone sees that and they take that for granted. Um, Even like right now, I just feel like you're worried about maybe someone who's not probably thinking about you, but you're just out of a place of a duty of care as such. Not even duty of care, but more of a place in your heart that you're just a very soft, soft person, but very strong at the same time. You're also quite caring. So those are quite, parental instincts. So yeah, so with the Eight of Pentacles, I think if you're not married or if you're not in a relationship, it could take some time for you to find that the person. But if you are in a relationship, I think right now is the period where you sort of, not sort of, but it's a period where you have to now sit down together and write down your priorities, and this does include financial. It doesn't only just mean yeah, we're going to write our goals down and then not even look at them like some couples do that. But right now it's very 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 important for you and your partner, or anyone, if you live in a, let's say, yeah, so if you're in a live-in relationship or anything like that, you need to set your goals for your family. So that could mean we want to, as a family, save X, Y, and Z. We want to go on holiday. Because right now, your mind is all over the place in terms of family and in terms of like your outside family life, like work and social life, etc. But you must also now start to focus on that area, which you really haven't been done. You expect things to just, yeah, yeah, like that's what I meant. So you need to sit down and you need to prioritize and write your bills down and see where you can cut out of, what subscriptions you can stop for time being. Even if you stop it for a month, and some couple of quid can go quite far. I mean, more kids. I mean, if you're gonna no, if you're going to go through the method of production and you'd like to have more kids, then you will have more kids. That depends on you and your partner, but if not, then I mean, methods to not have kids is also available, but it just depends on you. Is it financially something the pair of you could sustain? Not only financially but also emotionally. It can be very draining sometimes. And then, of course, as they get older, I think that's where the real money or finance kicks in, when they want shoes or when they want gadgets and clothes and going out and stuff. So, if I'm not wrong, you're starting a business as well. So more kids could mean that you might not be able to focus on it so much. But if you're on maternity leave, you could not use, but maybe take photos of your newborn and showcase that. That would be very, um, it will work. It will work very well for you, like to showcase your creativity. So the page of one confirms that, of course, of your of the new birth in your family, or in your family. Yes, I think there is possibility you will have more. There is. And I think it would probably come at a time where you're not really expecting it. So you'll be like fully, you're like your business will take off. Like I said to you last time, it will take off. But you can't go into it being stressed out, and that's what I said to you last time as well. So yeah, but so you might have this child that when you kind of least expect it, but you will be able to manage your life around it. But you'll be too busy with like your business anyway, so that's the good part. But that doesn't mean you don't give the child attention once it's here, and you'll be more concerned about how do you carry everything on. But you never know, you could have people working under you at that time. Maybe your partner also leaves their job and takes on the business full time, and then learns the creative side from you. And with the hangman, you're just very annoyed with the timing, but that's not really in your control. So I think you feel ready, but it's more about how do you convince your partner about certain things. That could be including financial planning and family planning in general, and also the business. So your family's still growing, but you need to have some patience. And I think your husband, sorry, your partner rather, um, you need to be patient, and your partner is trying to show you the practical side of things, and you ought to listen with an open mind and come to a middle ground where you can both work with and have tangible goals in place for everything to work out. Yeah. So and more children are possible, likely rather, but as a lot of things in life that are not in our control, the timing of the child will not be in your control. So but sometimes the slower planner could be a bit too slow and the events have already taken place and you're not really well prepared. So do, of course, keep pushing him in a good way, like motivate him and sort of, but that's what I'm saying, you need to work together. You can't just rely on him. You need to work together. And just remember, what's meant for the family will come, but not through pressure. And that's why even when you did your business reading foundation, if I wasn't wrong, the tower card came, which was showing strong. You need to build strong foundations. So, all in all, uh, I think not every, again, I'm no psychologist, or this is not any medical advice, it's just for entertainment purposes only. But I think every couple goes through a tough phase during uh, the pregnancy phase, and once the postnatal and postpartum and antenatal. So, but I think it's really important to both have communication, channels of communication open, and having a feedback loop in place where you need to understand him and you need to maybe convey your thoughts in a way which he can understand better, because I think sometimes yeah, he's because obviously he hasn't been through the same stuff as you, of course, physically, emotionally, mentally, but he probably has also been through a certain amount of something. So yeah, so I think the pair of you just need to sit down, and you both want the same thing. But he likes to be in the comfort zone, I believe, and he likes to have some sort of sense of security, which you are more of the risk taker, and you're like, don't worry, we'll get through it. We know it. You're just ready to fight. You're ready to like, you're just, you're ready to just achieve and do so well in life. But that's why you need to be patient, because along the way, you need to pick up some things, some skills, some wisdom. Otherwise, when you do come across a situation where that wisdom or those learnings would have helped you, you might not pass as such, and you might just um, you, but if you are patient, which I'm telling you to be patient, so you can then use the learnings that you learn in a time where you need it the most. So yeah, all in all, happy family. But tell him, happy wife, happy life. um, yeah, so but yeah, tell him to, I hope he trusts you, and he will come to it, he will come to it, but slow and steady. So maybe learn his slow side a bit, so you can be patient, and he can maybe learn your fast side, and your excitement and motivation. And I guess, but that, having said it out loud, it clearly shows you guys, complete each other. And there's nothing better than that. He's the slow one, you're the fast one. He's the planner, you're the doer. So tell him to plan properly so you can do it properly. So, there you go. It's a perfect team. Apologies, just a little too late. Yep. I didn't want to say that, but yes. Yeah, yeah. You guys are meant to you're meant to achieve, but he likes to be more on the sideline, more on the back end or behind the scenes sort of thing. And he's happy for you to take all the credit and stuff. He's very humble, um, takes one thing at a time, but he's just assessing everything right now. so to speak. So yeah, if that's helped or provided any clarity, Jesse, I'd appreciate if you could leave a tip, even if it's a penny. It's just for energy exchange and the effort. That's all. If not, that's okay. So I really hope that's helped you. And as always, if you have any more questions, do please just message me. Thank you, William, for sharing the show. It really means a lot. Thank you. If there's anyone else in the chat or on the show that would like a reading, please feel free to message um, to let me know. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Good evening, all. Hi, Tammy. Welcome to the show. Hope you're having a lovely evening wherever you are. If you'd like a reading, please do let me know in the chat. If there's anyone else on the show that would like a reading, please do let me know. If you'd like it to be focused around a particular area of your life, please also let me know. Hi, Tammy. Would you like a reading? If there's anything on your mind, guys, just let me know, and we'll try answering it through the cards. Feel free to use the chat function to let me know and to tell me what you'd like your reading to be about. If anyone's joining in from YouTube, thank you. I can't really monitor the YouTube scene at the moment, but just a small thing, if you can like, share, subscribe, would be really appreciated. Hi, Matt. Welcome to the show. If you'd like a reading, just write in the chat. And if you'd like the reading to be focused about anything in particular, just write that with your message. Cha Cha Darlings. It's a nice username. Cha Cha Darlings. Very cool. If you'd like a reading, Cha Cha Darlings, please feel free to write it in the chat. And if you'd like that reading to be focused about anything in particular, also just write it in the chat. And again, welcome to the show. Hope you guys are having a lovely evening. Hi, good evening there, CSL. Yeah, CSLJ. Hope you're having a lovely evening. If you'd like a reading, please let me know in the chat. And we can do a little quick reading for you. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Hope you're having a lovely evening. Oh, wow, YouTube guys, I'm really sorry. I didn't see this before. It's just, I've just seen it now. I was trying to figure out how to bloody find this. But okay, cool. Welcome, guys. I'm really sorry. I do apologize. So, yeah, if any of the YouTube people have a question. Hi, Jennifer. I do apologize. I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry. Um, I'm very, very sorry. Um, I've just seen this now. Say I'm devastated is the least. Um, there we go. Good evening on YouTube. Hope you guys all do well. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Yes, Jennifer. Please do go ahead. Do message in the chat what you'd like to know, and we can take it from there. If you've not Dion's feelings and next actions. Okay. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. It's just a disclaimer I'm going to make. Yep, I will be. I'll try. Not saying I'll be 100% certain, but we can definitely try. Okay. Is there anything else? Would you like to give more context, or are you just happy for me to start the reading as is? So I think with the Queen of Pentacles, it shows that you quite focused on this person, Dion, if I'm not wrong. I think also that the if there is some sort of, I think now what's going to happen is if there's any sort of loneliness, that's going to come to an end. And with the Queen of Pentacles, you're coming through a lot more grounded, loyal. You have nurturing energy. You're someone who's always giving. You want stability than mind games. I mean, in my opinion, and as just a person, 9 months is not too bad as long as he's not hurting you, as long as he's being loyal, as long as he's treating you right. You know, some people take longer than that to commit, but if he's, but you're someone that you like it straight. So, but they may not be fully opening up right now, and what's annoying you the most, they're not giving you a straight answer. They I think they start getting shy when things get a bit serious. Uh, yeah, so I think yeah, I think he's probably had some experiences in his life at the moment where I think he's shying away from commitment. And I think if you both work at each other's pace and you get to, work with each other than against each other, he will eventually commit. But just like you, he also doesn't like games, but he's really poor at communicating. And because he's really poor at communicating, the things are a lot more messier in your head than they ought to be. So I think his actions are not really coming along with what he's saying. So he's giving you mixed signals, which is, again, very annoying. But I think they need to self reflect and genuinely ask themselves what they want. So I think if you sort of now, if you were to do what he's been doing, which is pulling back and then being open, then pulling back, he would start to see the picture. But I'm not saying, tit for tat or give him a taste of his own medicine. But I think you ought to, maybe once he feels what you're feeling when he does that, um, he may gain more clarity and might know, okay, I need to not do that now because it doesn't really feel right. But so I think the advice for you, the feeling I'm getting is don't overgive now. I feel like you've invested a lot emotionally, but if Dion is not showing up, if it's not being able to be mature about the situation and give you a right answer, given the depth of your relationship, then you could just tell him, once you're ready, we can start talking, or maybe we should see each other less but still be friends, and maybe you can figure your things out and give him his space that he needs. So let him come forward, but I think at the moment you just need to not lower your standards, but you could also take his behavior as some sort of information as well. The fact that the way he's behaving could also be a form, it could be a sign to or of something. Um, but I think you're tired now. Ultimately, I'm not going to focus much on him. I'd rather focus on you because you're here. And I really wish all of this focus that you've put around what ifs, you put it on yourself. So I'm not saying keep him there as an option. I think if you are ready and he's not ready, you need to just make that clear and say, listen, I really appreciate the time, the effort, and the moments we've shared, but I think I need to move on with my life and I can't be stuck because it probably could get messier for you. So look out for yourself and your peace of mind, and wishing you a lot of love, light, and good health. I really hope that's helped you and provided you any clarity, provided you with some clarity. Um, and wishing you all the success um, with your relationship. Hi guys and whatnot. If you'd like a reading, please let me know. And same for YouTube. If you'd like a reading, please let me know. And if you're on YouTube, please do like, share, and subscribe. It would mean a lot. And if you could tip on both whatnot and on YouTube, that also would be appreciated. Yeah, I think Jennifer, you're a very straightforward person. You don't like mind games. You say things for as they are. People sometimes don't appreciate your forwardness, um, but I think sometimes it's just better to be straight up, but maybe not be as harsh. Um, but yeah, so. Uh, and you don't really like tailoring to the person. Uh, Sometimes the choice of words come across as wrong or think, and sometimes you do think about it, but not too much. But you like things as they are. You say them as they are. You don't do sugarcoating, and which is fine. That's just you. And I think this person is really taking you out of your being forward comfort zone. You're trying to be as what's it called, you don't want to be walking around eggshells, is what I'm saying. And you've been very calm with them, you've been patient, but it's not really paying off. And now you're like, I cannot waste anymore, or you, not waste, sorry, but I can no longer invest any more of my energy into this, and I need to move on with my life. And there's also nothing wrong with that. Yeah. And to be honest, you're quite you love your own company too. You're not really fussed. You enjoy you've got plenty of people and things to keep you busy. You- You're doing well in life, and you don't really want any drama. And for those reasons, I guess you could say I'm out, but obviously in a better way, respecting them. But yeah, you're a very nice person. You're a good friend to have, to say the least. You see things for what they are. But the thing is, sometimes when we can we can see things when other people are in a mess, but when we are, we can't really see it. I really appreciate that. I would love it if you could like, share, or subscribe. And I don't know how to. If you could leave a tip on YouTube. If you can't, it's fine. Don't worry. But I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And if you could share the channel, even more. Thank yous. But yeah, good luck with everything. You're a really nice. I love your energy. Honestly, yeah, you're straight. You cut the crap and bang. Yeah, and keep winning at life. Keep winning at life. Hi, good evening, everyone. If you'd like a free reading, or a reading rather, please do just let me know in the chat. And if you'd like it to be focused around anything, please let me know. A small tip, even if it's a penny, I'd really appreciate it. It's just for the energy exchange and effort. So yeah, if you'd like a reading, please just let me know in the chat. Hi, if you'd like a reading, and whatnot, please just if I'd appreciate it if you could let me know in the chat. I guess that's on YouTube as well. If you'd like a reading, um, just let me know. Is that SW? Is that SW Billion? Are you on whatnot? If you are, I'm more than happy to do a reading for you if you'd like one. Or if that's Nastasha, if you'd like a reading. So just let me know in the chat if you'd like a reading, so that then I can start. You'll give me something to do if that makes you feel better. Yeah. Hi, Carl. Welcome to the show. If you'd like a reading, please just let me know in the chat. And if there's any particular area of your life you'd like me to focus it on, please also just message in the chat. I'm more than happy to do a reading for you. Nice. Carrie. Carrie, if I'm not wrong, I do apologize for pronouncing it wrong. Carrie, if you'd like a reading, please just let me know and I can start. If it makes you feel better, you'll be giving me something to do and hopefully I can help. Um, I don't charge for readings. Um, I just say if you could even leave a penny as a tip for the energy exchange. So it's up to you how much you'd like to give. There's no particular cost on the thing. You could the shop is there, but I wouldn't recommend. I'd appreciate if you could tip me instead. And even if that tip is a penny, it's more than appreciated. So if you could just leave a tip of any amount of your choice, uh, it's much appreciated. I hope that answers your question. It's just a button there. You could just go onto the shop page as well if you wanted to. I think the tip section, if you go to my page and if you just select tip, you can tip whatever you want. I think it's on my profile page. If you go on the profile and you click on tip, you're able to tip like that. You can tip any amount, from penny, or even if you want to, well, I don't know what's less than a penny, but yeah, any amount. There's no fixed price as such. Whatever you like. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Oh wow, thank you. What would you like your reading to be focused on, and what would you like to know? Thank you for that, Gary. Really appreciate that. And please do let me know what you'd like me to focus the reading on. About fostering. Okay, cool. No problem. Okay, let's get going. Perfect. First of all, that's a very noble thought, to say the least. I do feel a lot of, I feel a quite mellow energy from you, um, but at the same time, you're quite grounded. By grounded, I mean you're quite firm in life in general. You're okay where you are, but as long as you're not looking for it as the what's the next best thing to do in life, general thing. If you're doing it because you genuinely want to, then by all means. Okay, cool. Okay. So I think you've been thinking about it for a very long time. It's not the first time that this thought has come to you, but I think it's the first time you're taking this thought very seriously. So that's that. You're, I mean, the concerns are normal that you're having about how's it going to be, is it worth it? You're actually actively thinking. I think you've done a lot of research. I think you've spoken to a lot of people about it. I'm not sure what country you're in, but of course, like if you're getting paid for it, that's helpful, obviously, because you need to take care of the child as well as yourself. So I think I think deep down you know it's not the right time right now. The Ace of Swords, it shows confusion. I feel confusion. You're unclear. Then some people, some agencies or some people that you speak to, they haven't been answering your questions properly. You know, you you're asking about, you're asking the right questions: finances, training, um, how to find, um, how to find the correct help if need be. But I think right now you need to pay attention to detail, and you need to sort of question every little paperwork that's written. So if there's a contract or anything, because yeah, so if there's a contract or something, or something that they've given you to look at before agreeing to do it, you need to look at that one more time, because I think you'll find the answer that you're looking for, and then it'll put you at ease. um, I think you might not go ahead with it, not yet at least, but you. So I think what's going to happen is you'll find that piece of information that you're looking for. After you find that information, you're not going to go ahead with it, and then what you're going to do is you're going to find another way to make the same impact, and if not, you're going to make a bigger and better impact. Like you might volunteer, or you might start a youth club with the children of that foster home or something like that. So that's what I think will happen, but that's just me and my opinion, not any advice. The High Priestess, it's intuitive. You have that instinct that you want to follow. You feel like it's your natural ability to. Maybe you've worked with children before, um, and you're very good with children, right? Taking care of them, putting the safety first. You're quite patient with them. You're quite understanding, um, with children. and especially and you're really good with those that are specially able children. So those, those are very like really good qualities of yours, and it's not a surprise that you want to, you're considering fostering, and maybe that's why it's always been in your mind, maybe because you're always working with your children and you're just thinking maybe time to have my own. So there's a lot of things maybe underneath the surface that you're not really acknowledging right now. It's not just about, you're obviously you're going to be responsible for another human being, but ultimately also, you have to deal with their issues that they have from maybe from the past, the trauma. The some things are not obvious at first, so obviously you can't do like a 6 month placement and be like, oh yeah, this person's not me for me sort of thing. But those are some of the things that you need to take into account. Obviously, when it's like, when you tell a child, oh yeah, you have to do, let's say, 100 push-ups, and then you can do whatever you want. In the moment, in the excitement, the child says yes, 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 I'll do the 100 push-ups, don't worry, just give me what I want. And then when it comes to doing the 100 push-ups, they regret it and they're struggling. So what I'm saying is, even with the Ace of Swords, don't make the decision out of emotions. And with the Lovers, um, I'm not sure if it's if you live alone, or if you live with a partner or family or something like that. So I think if whoever you're close to and whoever you think this will also impact, you should also get not their opinion but share and listen to them carefully as to what they say. Because with you, what it is, you listen very subtly. You listen to everything, and then something will just stick with you. When it sticks with you, you'll think about it. When you think about it, you'll come to your answer. The Lovers, it says that the direction is positive, so it's good. I mean, it's good if you do go ahead with it, but you need to make the decision ensuring that all parties from all sides are aware of perhaps your and their routines. The choice is made with honesty, with shared values. So fostering could be your path, but I think before you take that decision, you should try maybe volunteering in that foster home or with those children, on a different level. If children have been your, yeah, so I feel, yeah, you don't want to sound, you don't want to be bad in it, but like, yeah, so I think, yeah, take a step back from it, perhaps like work or like volunteer in a similar setting, but you need to be honest with yourself, and if you're not ready, you're not really ready, and no one should force you to do something you don't want to do, because if you, then obviously it will have an impact on the person you're, the child that's involved as well, and obviously that's not fair on them, and then it could be a whole domino effect. But ultimately, I think you need to just double check the facts, and speak to the person you're very close with. um, Obviously you like to help people, everyone likes to help people in some form or the other, but sometimes even helping people requires boundaries. So so yeah, it's not a bad idea for you, but there is a lot of uncertainty at the moment because you haven't got all the information and you're not going to make that decision. Yeah, yeah, no, I understood. I kind of read between the lines. But yeah, so whoever the other person is, you ought to be quite um, clear with them, because obviously I did mention values, and if it doesn't really work with your values or the way you want to live your life, um, I think you might be. I think you just need to communicate clearly that what you need, because maybe you're not in the right place right now. Maybe you're not at the place where you can fully give yourself to that child, and it could really interrupt your routine or what you have going on for you. So that's that's what I would say. But if you want to follow up, by all means, do ask. So Carrie, if you'd like a follow up, or if you want to ask one more, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So don't do it out of a place of, because if something, I mean, again, I'm no psychologist. This is no medical advice or anything like that. But I'm saying sorry, excuse me. Once you do something out of resentment or you're being forced to do it, that resentment could be passed on to the child or to the people involved, and that's not really fair. And you're someone who doesn't like that. You want to make sure that you give your 100% to someone and you do it properly. So if you're not sure about it, I wouldn't commit to something, because it's a very massive commitment. And right now you're not in that phase of life or that mind. Uh, exactly. You don't want that resentment, and you wouldn't really want to think about what ifs. So only do something if you're fully sure. So if they've given you a contract or some documentation, I'd really, really suggest you go through it once again on your own, get a highlighter, and maybe circle things. And if you're not sure, circle it and write a question next to it, and then ask that question, research that question. So yeah, your answer, I have a feeling, lies within the documentation that they've shared with you, and ultimately communicate with the person who you're most closest with. Yeah. And look at it this time from a bird's eye view, like a fresh pair of eyes sort of thing. If you want, there's AI nowadays, so maybe just take a picture of the obviously not of any personal details or anything like that. Just give it a vague context, and it might be able to interpret things that you're not really sure about. You're very welcome. Thank you so much, Carrie, and really appreciate the tip. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Hi, GMA. Welcome to the show. If you'd like a reading, and please do let me know. Where's my YouTube people at? Um, Good evening, guys. If you'd like a reading, please just let me know in the chat and try and monitor two things at once. So I do apologize if I miss your message. Hi, guys. Okay, yeah, so YouTube. Yes, you can ask a question. Go for it. I'm really sorry. I've just seen this now. Okay, cool. So is NMPP2UD here? If you are, do ask your question. And then if not, then I'll answer for Sam. Okay, cool. Yes, Sam, I've seen it. I'll do the reading now. Okay, so this one's for Sam from YouTube. To appreciate if you could like, share, and subscribe, and if possible, leave a small tip if my reading helps and provides clarity in any way, any shape or form, rather. So again, thank you for joining, and that's. I think first of all, you need to ask yourself. Um, um, if this person is already, raising suspicion, as you've mentioned, Why entertain them? You're in your every right not to entertain them if you don't really want to. So, and don't forget, you should trust yourself a lot more than you are letting on. Okay, cool. Okay, uh, okay. But I think okay with the page of cups, I think it is draining you. This whole situation with Anthony, it's draining you a bit more than you're letting on, especially to the people around you. What are Anthony's intentions, and what he wants from the situation can at some point not matter at all if you wanted to just back away, if that made sense. He's not showing the mature side of themselves right now. They're avoiding. They're not ready to have that conversation that you wish that they were ready to have. You know, so far I think what's happened is they've been saying the correct things. They've been saying the correct things, and at some point they haven't really been um, living up to what they've said, and they've been getting away with it. And I think you've started to notice a pattern. No, I won't say don't focus on him if you really like him and if you think that they are your potential, and you understand each other really well, then by all means you should speak with them first and say like, listen, um, I won't say put like an ultimatum or anything, but like you should ought to communicate your disagreements first, and if they don't change after that, or don't accommodate, or don't really make an effort, then by all means you're more than welcome to live your life. If they're not making you feel happy, you know they're not providing you with that contentness, that fulfillment in a relationship, then by all means, I think I always say this, that women or girls, depending on, like, well, girls and women in general are the same species, but what I mean is that they're a lot more mature than the boys. So sometimes the guys take a bit more longer to understand what's actually happening. So I think what you need to do is you just need to have that conversation with him. He's a nice person, don't get me wrong. A very funny person, to say the least. A very, very funny person. Hi Sneha, thank you for your message. I think he's a very, very funny person, but yeah, he's not seeing what you can see, and that's not his fault. So but with the Eight of Cups, you don't really feel, um, you feel like it's too complicated. you know I think the more what he's looking for as well, he wants probably less pressure from you, or in general, maybe it might not even be you, it could be something else that's going on and it's bothering him a lot. uh, but he might not, like I said, he's a funny guy, happy go lucky sort of, yeah. So he's not in that same space as you, which is fine. You're both at different frequencies, different vibe. He's more of a chill guy, and you're more of a, um, you're more of like, head on. You know what you want. You're a go-getter. But sometimes go-getters need that happy, or that light-hearted person with them. So so again, this is for entertainment purposes only. I will keep saying that, but ultimately I think if they're not matching your vibe, and they're not matching your frequency, and they're not in that picture of what you want and what you're achieving, yeah, hooking up, I wouldn't recommend that. That's just, you're just wasting your energy. Spend time with the person, get to know them, because you will be talking to each other, you will be working with each other, you'll be spending time side by side, you'll be making decisions together. You're not hooking up 24/7 with each other. Does that make sense? So seeing each other should be making like some sort of constructive decisions, doing some constructive work, some constructive planning, maybe coming up with a business idea together of how you both can grow and become better, and how you can both make money in the right and legal ways. So it's important. You're not going to be hooking up 24/7 or 99% of the time. Maybe like 1% or 0.01% of the time you might be hooking up and being romantic, but ultimately you'll be spending time with them. You'll have to live with their decisions, live with their thoughts, live with how they are, live with their habits. And if those practical real things don't really fit in where um you know if they don't fit in with your way of life, with the way you work as a person, then maybe not, it's not worth it then. But you can, of course, you can give them another chance and see how, if they can, sort of adapt to you, and if they're willing to. I mean, don't control. Don't control them and say you have to change completely. But it's kind of a given and take in it. So you'll also have to somewhere compromise with his habits or his sort of way of life and way of working, and not just fully expect him to go guns blazing. But sometimes you should give him credit where it's due. So that's really important, because sometimes guys don't get the credit. Okay. Well, then, if you've blocked, you've got your answer. Hi, Sneha. Thank you very much for your question. I will definitely uh, do a reading for you once I'm finished with the current one. So, yeah, Sam. So if you're blocked, bro, you've got the answer already, then, isn't it? So I think it's about time you move on. Then, if he's blocked, why are you waiting? You don't need that validation. Be your own person. Go live your girl. Go live your life. You want to achieve so much. You've got so much on your to do list. It's about time you pick that list up and start working on it. You've wasted enough time. You've got a dream. You've got a life ahead of you that you want to build. You want to be successful. You want to make the people around you very proud. So believe in yourself, focus on that, and you never know who you might meet along the way. Build a good friend circle, build a good support network around you. That's more important. you know Create your tribe. So hi, Sneha. Yes, I do apologize. I wasn't checking them. I wasn't even aware. And I don't even know how I could find them. But now I have, and now I can see your message. So thank you very much. And if you haven't already liked, um, shared, or subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe. And if somehow or the other you could leave some sort of tip, I would really, really appreciate that. It could just be one cent or one pence, or even one rupee if you're watching from India. Um, it's just for the energy exchange, because sometimes it can be quite powerful. So yeah, if not, that's okay. That's no issues at all. If not, you can go on Whatnot using the link in my bio, and then, well, not in the bio, in this thing, the description of the video, and you get £10 free. And if you could just buy a £10 thing in the shop, that would also be appreciated. So this one is for Sneha. Sneha, I really appreciate your patience and your determination, to say the least. So thank you very much. And this one is for you. Okay. Sneha, if you're listening and if you're watching, please could you uh, confirm, so I can then do the reading for you. Uh, what was it? Wants to know, what does Shubham Sen 24/12/95 want from his bond with Sneha? Okay. Cool. What do you mean? What does he? So how long have you been together? I mean, it's the devil card, and then you have the upside down ones. So, being quite honest with the devil, um, Shubham does feel a strong bond, also a strong pull towards you. There's attraction, there's temptation, there's that um, there's that play, you could say, and there's also emotional obsession, which is not really good, but there's repeated thinking or connection that keep pulling both of you back in when it's not really healthy. So I think this is very strong love, but I think something here doesn't really add up as much. But I think he's not really feeling confident to show this attraction or this bond. And I think there's a lot of insecurity and judgment between the both of you. You both want attention, but you both don't want to commit. There's insecurity. You know, you're both fire. You know, you're both fire. But I think you need to just ask him if he wants a relationship or not, and if he doesn't, then you go your own way, you go his. But you will both be in each other's mind. But I think at the end, both of you will be grateful that you both went on your own path, kind of thing. Because much as you both like each other, it's quite difficult. You guys get into a lot of arguments, and neither one of you is willing to. Neither one of you is willing to compromise. Yeah, he wants the connection, but I don't think he's mentally ready to take full responsibility with what comes with it. So I don't think you should confuse intensity. Like he might be very intense with you, might do grand gestures and stuff. So I don't think you should just commit because of that. Just because it feels strong, the bond, it doesn't mean it's healthy or secure. And one of you is quite controlling. Um, yeah, so there's strong pull from his side, but I don't think both of you are ready yet. So Snail, I don't think both of you are ready yet. There's a lot of push and pull, and I think the pair of you just either talk it out or you both go your own ways. There's no harsh feelings, but I think there's a lot of attachment, and I think he might be taking you for granted. So I really hope that helps. Noxie, yes, of course. You can get a reading. Why not? Of course you can. I mean, is there a thing like on YouTube where you can give like stickers and stuff? If you can, guys, I would appreciate it. It would be much appreciated if you could. Um, yeah. If not, like, give me a second. Yeah, no problem. I'll do that reading for you. If there's anything in particular that you'd like to know, please let me know, and I can make it up to you. Wait a second. Why don't I just sort something out for this YouTube thing? So hopefully it works. Yeah, that is not bad. Okay, cool. So this one's for you. Okay, perfect. That's a really nice mindset to have. That's a very good mindset to have. Yeah, there's a lot of hard work for you. There's a lot of hard work, but there's a lot of winning for you as well. You're a very, um, I don't know how to say, it, but you're very like reasonable person. You're nice with everyone. You don't like drama. You don't get involved in drama. Uh, you're still up with the trends and everything. Like you're aware of everything and everyone, but you're not very overly involved in things you don't need to be. You have your priorities, and you have them straight, and you just go about your life as a day as it comes, which I think is beautiful. And I don't think not everyone has the ability or the skill to do that. So you should be very, very proud of that. Um, and yeah, I mean, you've been through a lot of tough times. It's not like you haven't been through tough times, but you just move on. You don't really like dwell on it too much. You're like, it's okay. It's something I had to go through. It's fine. You do it, and you move on. So that's not a bad thing at all. You're very reasonable. Yeah. So I think the very first message is, if you're thinking of doing something different, the Three of Cups, it's saying there's a lot of fake people around you at the moment because you're so not bothered by anyone. Not everyone is out there. Um, Not everyone there is seeking the best for you or has the best intentions. So it's really important that you realize that. So you need to be very careful, like with who you share that energy with and share those ideas with, because yeah, someone or people around you could get jealous and not support you fully. Like from the inside, they'll be like, yeah, yeah, that's good, but in the back, they're like, oh, why are you succeeding? But then the Ace of Cup comes in beautifully. Like, this is what I mean. Because you're such a nice person, you don't really want anything bad for anyone. You're always just focused on yourself and the good of people. Things always fall into place for you. So maybe a new job is on the way. It could be a new love. It could be another, someone who you've been like, basically, you're getting that love, that you want, that someone to hear you, listen to you, someone to sort of make you feel lighter after this very heavy period of your life at the moment. So that's a really important thing, and I think that someone like yourself would really do well with this, and they could show you some things of life that you never really understood about people and things in general. But with the Eight of Pentacles, the way forward is to focus and work on yourself. You work on your skill, work on your money, on your routine, and as always, don't chase the drama. So you're going towards self improvement. You're going towards emotional healing, and you're being told to be wary of the people around you, as um, they may all not want they may not want what's it called, the best for you. Yeah, so because you just go with the flow, and even this the Ace of Cups, it shows it. You go with the flow. Even if when people go out with friends and stuff, and you're like the least picky person. You're like, whatever, I'm happy with anything, it's fine, let's just go somewhere. So you're very nice like that, very good like that. So and that's why people take advantage of you, they take the piss. But nevertheless, you still come up on top because your intentions are pure. So yeah, keep being you. Honestly, there's a lovely life ahead, and your partner, whoever your life partner will be, they will honestly make you very, very secure, and then even then the rest of the world wouldn't matter at all. um, and I see you soon being rewarded abundantly in money. Yeah, you've got a lot of money coming your way, and you've got a partner. But one thing I would say is, when choosing, not choosing, but when you are selecting your partner, I mean, it means the same thing, but don't rush. Please, please don't rush. Okay. You need to give I don't, I mean, it depends if it's how you're finding, but a relationship minimum 6 months before you can make the decision. But unless if in the different part of the world, and if you're going for arranged marriage and stuff like that, I would still see do a talking stage or something. um, it's not like you need someone immediately. You're happy with where you are. Being very honest, you're happy, you're content. But I think it will just add that thrill that you're looking forward to in life. I think at the moment it's been very just you, and you're looking for that thrill. You've been distant from your friends for some reason as well. You know, it's not like your friends to be like that, but your friends have been very distant with you. All of a sudden, yeah, I don't know why. You know, you feel lonely. You feel very lonely at the moment. So you shouldn't worry about friends and stuff. Focus on yourself. Focus on your development. Even, and maybe you don't have the circle around you at the moment, because maybe if you did, you wouldn't be able to focus on yourself. Yeah, I can imagine. So all in all, mate, things are slow, but they're not bad. They're good slow. It's time for you to gain that momentum, to create that focus, to improve yourself, make a routine, start working out if you can and if you're able to. You know, spend some time on yourself, and maybe do a new course, apply for a promotion. Yeah, you focus on yourself, man. You'll find. I don't even. Again, even like if you're worried about children or anything like that, you're not. You're like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not, it's not. And you're not overly stressed, which is very good. In today's day and age, being worried is fine, but you don't let it consume you. And I think that's the best thing, that you don't let it consume you. So that's a really important thing, that you don't let it consume you. Otherwise, yeah, otherwise, you know, it impacts your health, it impacts your mind, and it impacts nearly every area of your life. But because you don't do that, um, yeah, you're doing well. So yeah. But yeah, I really hope that reading's helped you, Noxien. If there's a way for you to give me a tip somehow or the other, be it through whatnot or YouTube or I don't know, but I would appreciate it. If not, I wish you all the best in the future, and my friend, you will do really well. People will try to take advantage of you. Be smart, build and work on your people skills. You know, when someone's trying to manipulate you, how to catch it out and stuff like that. Improve your people skills. If someone takes the piss out of you, take it on the chin and learn from it. Okay, but ultimately, you've got a great life ahead, man. Sorry, I don't mean man, but you have a really great life ahead, and I hope you flourish, and I hope you find the love that you need and want. God bless. And this is me now. Good night, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Noxie. Thank you. If you could subscribe, that would mean the world. And if you could share the videos, even better. So, anyways, thank you very much. God bless. And I really hope everyone has a lovely evening or a lovely day wherever they are. And enjoy the weekend, guys. Yeah, don't party too hard. Thank you very much. Take it easy. My phone is boiling.